we're about to reach our destination. We got about, I'd say 4 more miles, about 2.5 miles up this little sandy trail until we reach this canyon ahead. This canyon that you see, it's extremely woodsy. I get the creek, there's actually Luther Creek that runs in it. And then up here, if you look, it's probably too steep, but there seems to be some caves. What we're trying to do is we're trying to look for Bigfoot's lair, somewhere where he, you know, maybe a den, something of the sorts where we know he eats, sleeps. He has to be somewhere, you know. I found some tracks. I'm not going to say where they are, but on 2 expeditions I found some tracks, some of them with toe impressions. We know he's up here. The fact is he going up the canyon and going over into the Sierras, or is he closer than ever overlooking the Carson Valley below? We don't know. I know there's a good food and water supply here. It's a perfect mix for something that would be a primate species, because it's a mix of high desert and alpine forest, something very similar to like the savanna, we'll say, in Africa. You know, it's a perfect climate and all the resources are here. We stumbled upon the print because even though Bigfoot is a smart creature, he's a creature that makes mistakes, and occasionally crossing the trail he will leave an impression. But we have found impressions on animal paths, we have found them in canyons, and we have also found them slightly on some of these trails. Anyways, we're going to have a nice grand view to photograph. What we're going to do, I'll show you real quickly. Let's get up to the top of this hill and I'll show you our plans for the day. Right now we've hiked about 3 miles. Sun's about 80 something degrees. Even though we took off early this morning, it's really bearing down on us, which is going to definitely hinder the investigation, because we're going to have to drink more liquids to try to maintain an active, steady hike. Without drinking, it could be very dangerous up here, especially if it reaches 90 degrees and we're 6-7 miles from the vehicle. But anyways, it flattens out up here. You have Job's Peak. That's Job's Peak, and Job's sister peak is in this area. And then of course, this is a mountain we're gonna climb, and straight ahead of us is a canyon. We're gonna go into the canyon, we're gonna cross the creek, and we're gonna go all the way to the peak and have lunch. It'll be very high up, thousands of feet up, overlooking the Carson Valley. We will leave the trail, and when we leave the trail, that's where we're hoping to find our tracks, places humans do not go. That way we can videotape the tracks, measure the tracks, and maybe we'll find some stool samples, hair samples, whatever we can find. We're going to collect it today. It's a major expedition. It's our 3rd expedition in this region in the last couple weeks. I've chosen to do a lot of expeditions because honestly, there's something up here and it's big. Therefore, I know there's monsters in the woods. This is Lord Rick.